Ladies and gentlemen, next week is a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct presentation, but you know, the Nintendo Switch is still a thing, and there's a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow. Probably a major one if I had to guess. So in this video, we're going to go over some leaks and kind of see what's going on here and see if we can kind of predict anything that's going to show up in this Nintendo Direct. Let's go and get right into this video. Whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, Nintendo Direct, you know? That's exciting, but God, I need some money to be able to buy every single game that's in the world. So, this is all great news, you know? I wish I had $1 billion. I don't, but hey, maybe somebody out there could donate your boy $1 billion. Regardless, a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow. At the time of recording this video, they have not announced it yet, but it's pretty much confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an Indie World, or possibly one of those dual Directs again, where it's like an Indie World and then whatever else they have left for the Switch. But regardless, man, we have some pretty exciting leaks to go over today. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. We are almost at 16,000 subscribers. So let's hit that goal. And let's just go ahead and get into this video. So this Nintendo Direct has been rumored for quite a while now. I think it was supposed to happen in February. And then I almost feel like Nintendo trolled us just because of all the leaks for the Switch 2 and then them just shadow dropping the Switch 2 trailer. It's like everybody knows this Direct is going to happen in February, and we actually kind of need this Direct. I know it sounds crazy, but we need to wrap up the Switch, so we need a Direct. So it's happening at the tail end of March, which is strange because the Switch 2 presentation is next week, but I think this is just going to map out the end of the Nintendo Switch. There's some pretty big leaks that have been happening that I think might show up in this Direct. I think the timing is just perfect. But first, let's just start with these leaks we have right here. So we have this post coming from Nate the Hate, and you know, when they say something, it's actually time to pay attention. I remember on the evening before the Switch 2 trailer, everybody's like, that's it. They're not legit. They're not credible anymore. And they just posted like, I think it was Mario like relaxing on a beach or something. Like basically they're unbothered. And then it happened the next day. So yeah, shout out to Nate the Hate, man. They really keep us fed over here. But to stop the constant questions, yes, I've heard there's a Nintendo presentation this week. I believe it is on or around Thursday. It'll be a Direct, but I'm not 100% certain on the format at present. And yeah, like I said, by the time you're watching this video, it's probably been announced what kind of Direct it is. But we also have this leak right here. Two credible sources hint that a Nintendo Direct is happening on March 26th. The day I'm recording this is the 24th. You're watching it on the 25th. And again, it's probably already been announced, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess in here they're talking about some stuff that's going to show up in this Direct. Maybe a new Ace Attorney remake from the DS, that would be cool, and some new Metroid Prime 4 figures. I don't know if these are amiibos. I don't think they are, you know what I'm saying? And then they're saying a new 2D Zelda, possibly. I have no idea. This is all in Chinese. I don't know why I'm trying to decipher this. But it is cool to speculate. And seeing this right here, like I said, I'm recording this in advance, so the kind of Direct is probably already announced. But if I had to guess, I would say an indie showcase and then like a mini Nintendo Direct. Or maybe it's just like a full-on 50-minute presentation. Who the hell knows? But we do have some leaks to kind of point what's going to happen, and I'll show you the reason why I think it's an Indie World. The most anticipated game, pretty much for me, almost of all time. And it sounds so crazy when I actually think about it. It's Hollow Knight Silksong, and this game was allegedly going to come out in 2021, 2022, 2023. I was certain of 2024, but now we have like multiple reports saying it's coming in 2025. And not only that it's just coming, giving us an actual timeline, and I find that so like coincidental. So that's why I think it might be an Indie World showcase or Indie Showcase or whatever the hell they're called. But I talked about this in a video the other day. This is like a little thing I took from an article, but it says Hollow Knight Silksong has recently been mentioned by the head of ID Xbox alongside a handful of other games that are confirmed to be releasing this year. So this is confirmed to be releasing this year. Now I had another article, but I literally cannot find that article anymore. And I forgot to screenshot it, but it was saying all of these games are coming in the first half of 2025, and they would all release before June or in June. So that kind of gives us the release window for Hollow Knight Silksong. I really just think it would be awesome to see Hollow Knight Silksong finally in a Nintendo Direct after like anticipating it every single time there's an Indie Direct. But there's also kind of more evidence for this. Steam metadata of Hollow Knight Silksong just got updated for the first time in a very long time. Whoa, first time in a very long time. Is it the first time or has it been a long time? Because if it's been a long time, it can't be the first time. But if it's the first time, then it couldn't be a long time. I think I'm a philosopher. I might just quit Nintendo YouTube and become philosopher YouTube. Yeah. The devs opted in the game for GeoForce Now, changed the year of legal lines in the storage page from 2019 to 2025, added some library assets, no new pictures. And when they're talking about they changed the legal lines in the store from 2019 to 2025, I truly think this game was going to be announced like 2021, I think was going to be the release date or something like that, and then the pandemic happened. And Team Cherry is a very small team, so I mean, I don't know what goes into making a video game. And the people right here are echoing what I'm saying. This game will be in Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. No, it'll be in this week's Direct focused on Switch 1 games. Now, I do have some other predictions of what could happen in this Direct, and that kind of takes us away from it being an Indie World showcase, and that's why I think it's going to be like a 2-part Direct. We have some evidence of the Indie World with Hollow Knight Silksong. I also think Kirby Planet Robobot is finally going to show up on the Switch. I think this Switch port has been done for quite a while. We've seen the trademarks be updated, and I think I seen box art, if I'm not mistaken, like in an actual factory or something. I cannot remember, because we've been talking about this for like 6 months, maybe even longer. So I think this is going to show up in this presentation. I think this is a great game to be not only just a Switch game, but a game that would be very fun to revisit on your Switch too. Now, I was thinking that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker was not going to make an appearance on the Switch. And, well, eventually it would, but I think it was going to be in the Switch 2 presentation, and that it was going to launch on the Switch 2 and then be a dual release. But if this Direct is happening and they're focusing on Switch 1 games, let's see some Zelda on the Switch. And that sounds like being greedy. We got Tears of the Kingdom, then Echoes of Wisdom. Give me Twilight Princess. Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game of all time, and I just beat it again last year using like the Dolphin emulator. It was really fun. Twilight Princess, man. I think that is one of the most underrated Zelda games. It's one of my favorite Zelda games, and I think there would be really a new audience for it now. And I think, you know, this sounds crazy to a lot of Zelda fans, but I loved the Skyward Sword remake. Like, I truly loved it, and I actually think it's a top 5 Zelda game of all time. And I think Twilight Princess could also be in the top 5. And it has the best art style, the best character designs. It's so good. So give us Twilight Princess now, and then give us Wind Waker next year or something. Now, another thing I think would be cool to do is update some Nintendo Switch Online stuff, and then update it again next week for the Switch 2 presentation. So maybe drop a couple more games in this Direct, and then in the Switch 2 presentation, drop some GameCube games or something. I think it makes the most sense. I do think GameCube is confirmed for the Switch 2. We've seen the controller be filed with the FCC, I think, last week. So I think Nintendo Switch Online gets an update tomorrow. And this is going out on a stretch, but I kind of have a real argument for it. And I talked about this argument in yesterday's video, but I think we finally will start getting price drops. And I think the first console to get the price drop will be the Nintendo Switch OLED. And the reason is very simple. If you've never had a Nintendo Switch at all, and the Switch 2 comes out, and the Switch 1 and Switch 2 are both in stores, and you're just a casual consumer, and you go to the store and you say, I think I want to get one of these Nintendo Switch consoles. This one is the OLED model and has a bunch of games and is cheaper. This is an LCD model. It's more expensive and has less games. I'm just going to get the OLED model. I mean, how could you argue against it if you've never had a Switch? You know what I'm saying? So I think Nintendo will know that, and it doesn't make sense to have both. So drop the price on the OLED, start getting that out before the Switch 2 comes out, and then when the Switch 2 comes out, people really won't care anymore. To be honest, that probably doesn't make sense, but that's just my theory. And I think we could also get Nintendo Selects back, especially with the Switch 2 being backwards compatible. I think Nintendo Selects should come back, and I know we've seen a lot of games being pulled off shelves and not restocked and being discounted, and on the surface level, you'll just say, well, that's for the Switch 2, but the PS4 still has games being sold right now. The Xbox One still has games being sold right now. You don't just take those games off the shelf because a new console is coming. But with a Switch, we're kind of seeing that. So I truly think Nintendo Selects is coming back, and yeah, I just don't see why you wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're bringing it back for like $40, I would love $30. But even $40 is a huge improvement over $60 games that came out almost a decade ago. So these are just some of my predictions. Like I said, at the time of recording this video, it has not been announced yet, but I'm just going to say it has been announced by the time you're watching this video, so we'll see. But as always, your opinion matters most in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, if you enjoy the content over here, man, I make videos 6-7 days a week. On the weekend, it's more entertainment style videos like top 10 lists and eShop videos and stuff like that. Hit a like and subscribe and join this community. I would really love for you to be a part of it, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the community growing, because we are growing on both platforms. And that's really cool. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.